Welcome or welcome back to Cooking with Frenchy. This week's recipe is all about an old classic. It's a Flan Parisien, or the pastry chef flan, which we call the Flan Patissier. So in England you call it the baked custard tart. I'm going to do a French version of it, and look at that. This is the cake today. So it's a nice little tart, it's an egg custard tart. You will love it, everyone will love it. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, change your notification bell setting, give me some like, share it to the world, and of course, under this video in the description, you will find the full recipe to my website. Follow the link and see you there. Let's get baking. For our flan today, the Flan Patissier, we will need some short crust pastry. So I've got a beautiful recipe on my website. I will put the link on. Always dust the bench, dust the top of the pastry, and a little bit on the rolling pin. We're gonna roll that pastry. Make sure it doesn't stick. Always move the pastry. Gonna try to have it about 2 to 3 millimeter thick. Always take your pastry about 5 to 10 minutes out of the fridge before you roll it out. Make sure it's come back to room temperature. That looks pretty good. A bit more here. Check the size of the ring, then it's well above. My ring is quite high today. I used to have a thick flan. So here I'm using a pastry tray with a flat ring. I'm going to give it a bit of grease. All spray is good. Then just to show you, I'm going to grab the sweet pastry on my rolling pin, bring the ring over in front of you, and deposit the pastry over it. Now gently lift the pastry. So we're going to lift it to make sure it gets in the ring without breaking. So we lift well and we push on the side for the pastry to stick to the ring. Take your time, don't rush it. So really push it down. This is going down a little bit here, it's not a big deal. Once your pastry reach the edge, and you're quite happy with it, you can use your rolling pin to get the excess off. And we can reshape a little bit. Just so you see, it's like that. Now, with a fork, just gonna prick this a little bit. Not too much, just gently and softly. Once you're done with the little pricking of the pastry, you put that in the fridge for at least 30 minutes to relax the gluten strain of the pastry. That will avoid a lot of shrinking. Meanwhile, we are going to prepare the custard for this little flan. So as per any custard or flan we're making, or pastry cream, same principle, it is actually a pastry cream, custard in English. We are going to here put the milk into the saucepan and the cream. So this recipe has 50% cream, 50% milk. Makes it a little bit richer, but way nicer. What I'm going to do as well is to add a little bit of vanilla paste, good quality vanilla paste. So about 2 grams of it. If you have fresh vanilla, please use it. At the moment, it's quite difficult to find some nice end product. I'll put that to boil and to simmer for about 5 minutes. Whilst my vanilla is heating up, I'm going to break 4 eggs or 200 grams of eggs, depending if they are 50 grams or 60 or 70 grams. Try to get around 200 grams of eggs. Mix them well with the sugar. Here I'm using about 160 grams of sugar. And give it a good mix. Just to break down the eggs and sugar together. Here we're going to add a little bit of flour. You could use corn flour. I'm just using plain flour and about 80 grams of it. So I add a little bit. And mix. A little bit more. Make sure it's all well combined. And we wait until the milk has heating up. Right now, what you can do is actually put your oven at about 180 degrees Celsius to preheat it prior baking. So once your milk is boiling and has simmered for 5 minutes, your milk and the cream, add half of the milk inside your bowl. Give it a nice mix. and transfer back everything into the bowl, into the saucepan, sorry. Give it a good mix, and we bring that back to the stove. We are going to cook that on high heat. We want to thicken as fast as possible. When you start to see little fluff bubble like this, that means it's ready. After half an hour of resting my pastry in the fridge and 10 minutes of my pastry cream cooling down, I transfer the cream into the pastry. Push it down, put it all in. Push to the side, just like this. And we are going to bake this at 180 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. So let's put this in the oven. And after 30 minutes of baking, let's check it out. Ooh, look at that flan. Alright, time to get out of the oven. So I'm going to leave the flan rest for about half an hour just to cool down before I can take the ring off. And then just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm going to put a little bit of apricot jam on top just to make it a little shiny later on. Now that my flan has cooled down, about 30-40 minutes, it's time to remove the ring. So see if it's sliding out. Gently, oh yeah. All right, look at that. Look at this crust here and there. Not too bad. Pretty good, I'd say. So here what I have is a little bit of apricot jam and water. I'm going to bring it to a boil to make sure it's all melted. I'm going to mix it well and brush a little bit on my flan. So melt your apricot jam with a little bit of water. Boil it for 2 minutes. Once your apricot jam in water cool down a little bit, just put a nice little piece of brush, this little layer, and now your flan is like in a French bakery or pastry shop, just nice and shiny, beautiful. Just look at that, how exciting. Let's cut it and see how it is. Oh, look at that. Beautiful little flan. Voilà.